Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss what is Thevenin's theorem. Thevenin's theorem will convert any linear bilateral active network into an equivalent practical voltage source. What do you mean by practical voltage source? A practical voltage source means an ideal voltage source in series with an internal impedance. Okay, so this theorem will convert any linear bilateral active network into a practical voltage source. Let's look at the details. Thevenin's theorem. Okay, so Thevenin's theorem states that any linear bilateral active network can be replaced by a single voltage source in series with a Thevenin impedance ZTH. Okay, if you remember, an ideal voltage source is 1, which gives a constant voltage independent of the load connected across the terminals. Okay, so this is plus minus, this is the ideal voltage source, right? Say for example, this is 100 volt, right? 100 volt means whatever be the impedance or the load across this voltage source, its voltage will remain the same, 100 volt. Okay, 10. Assume it is a 10 ohm resistance. Still, the output at this output voltage appearing across the load points will be 100 volt. Suppose the load is 100 ohm. Again, the voltage that will be seen at the source terminals will be 100 volt. So it gives constant voltage independent of, irrespective of the load connected across the terminals, right? But practically that doesn't happen. Okay, practically if you that means this is the ideal voltage current characteristics for an ideal current voltage source. Okay, its voltage is independent, voltage is constant. Okay, independent of the load connected, right? But practically what happens if you draw the voltage current characteristics, right? So this was the ideal case, right? A horizontal line. But practically there will be a droop, because of which your capacity will be drooping slightly. Okay, so this difference can be modeled as the voltage drop in an internal resistance. So any practical voltage source can be modeled like this: an ideal voltage source in series with an internal impedance. Okay, V and Z, right? So this drop corresponds to the potential drop across the internal resistance or the internal impedance Z. Okay, so Thevenin's theorem states that any linear bilateral active network can be converted into a single voltage source in series with the Thevenin impedance ZTH. Okay, so that means what? This is a linear bilateral active network, linear active network. Okay, so this can be converted into a voltage source in series with an impedance. So this voltage source is called the Thevenin impedance. Thevenin voltage. Okay, VTH, right? And this impedance is called Thevenin impedance, ZTH, right? So any linear active network can be converted into a Thevenin equivalent circuit comprising Thevenin voltage VTH in series with a Thevenin impedance ZTH. Okay, now what is VTH? The Thevenin voltage is the open circuit voltage measured across the load terminals. Okay, so these are the load terminals, say A and B, right? So you measure what is the voltage, open circuit voltage seen from the load points. Okay, it is the open circuit voltage measured across the load terminals. Now, how will you find Thevenin impedance? Thevenin impedance is the impedance of the network at the load points when all the other sources are replaced by the internal respective internal impedances. Okay, so to find Thevenin impedance, you have to replace all the sources in the network by their respective internal impedances. That means if you have any voltage source, they must be short circuited, and if you have any current source, they must be opened. Then you find what is the impedance seen from the load point. That will be the Thevenin impedance. Let's take up one or two examples, then it will be clear. Obtain the Thevenin equivalent for the network shown below. Okay, obtain the Thevenin equivalent for the network shown below, right? So there's a 25 volt source, there's a 3 ampere current source, right? So 5 ohm, 20 ohm, and 4 ohm. So we have to find the Thevenin equivalent with respect to points A and B. So here already the load points A and B are given as open. Okay, so there's nothing to worry, right? So what's the next step? Thevenin's theorem states that this can be converted into an equivalent VTH, voltage source VTH in series with the Thevenin impedance ZTH. What's the first step? We have to find what is the Thevenin voltage VTH. Okay, so what is Thevenin voltage? VTH is Thevenin voltage VTH is the open circuit voltage measured across the load points. So that means you have to find what's the voltage across points B and A. Okay. One question: what's the current through 4 ohm? This 4 ohm resistance. What's the current through this 4 ohm resistance? Current through the 4 ohm resistance is 0. Why? Because points A and B are opened. Keep in mind, a current can flow only in a closed path. Okay, since the A and B is open, no current can flow through 4 ohm. So there will be no voltage potential drop across the 4 ohm impedance. Okay, so voltage across AB means the voltage seen by the 3 ohm, by the 3 ampere current source. That will be same as voltage seen by 20 ohm, or that will be same as the voltage across 25 volt and 5 ohm. Okay, so any of these voltages will be the same as voltage across open circuit voltage across A and B. So that will give you what is your VTH. So we have to calculate what is the open circuit voltage. Okay, so you can use any method, right? So let me apply nodal method. So if this is the nodal principal node at having a nodal voltage V1, how can I write the nodal equation? So you see current through 5 ohm will be what? V1 minus 25 by 5 plus what's the current through 20 ohm plus V1 by 25 by 20 and 3 amperes entering. So sum of currents leaving must be equal to sum of currents leaving, right? From which V1 can be found out. So that will be the potential across open circuit voltage seen by A and B. Open terminals A and B. Okay. So from which you will get V1 as 32 volt. So your VTH. So keep in mind this 20 ohm is parallel to this 3 ampere, right? So the voltage across 20 ohm will be same as 32 volt. That will be the voltage across 3 ampere current source. That will be the open circuit voltage as seen from the terminals A and B. Okay. So your VTH is nothing but 32 volts. Fine. VTH is 32 volt. Now what next? We have to find the Thevenin impedance, ZTH. How? You have to replace all the sources by their respective internal impedances. We know that an ideal voltage source has 0 internal resistance. So voltage source must be shorted, and an ideal current source has infinite internal resistance. So this 3 ampere must be open circuited like this. Okay. So 25 volt has been shorted, 3 ampere has been opened. Now you see what's the impedance seen from the terminals A and B. How can you find that? You assume a current is entering at point A. Just assumption. Okay. So what happens? That current, when reaching here, will split into two. One will flow through the 20 ohm and the other will flow through the 5 ohm. Means what? 5 and 20 are in parallel. That combination and 4, they are in series. Okay. So that means 20 into 5 divided by 25 plus 4, which is nothing but 8 ohm. Okay. So your RTH is equal to 8 ohm. Correct? So we had found the RTH as 8 ohm, our VTH is 32 volt. So that means this network can be converted into a single voltage source of 32 volt in series with that resistance 8 ohm. Okay? So these are the points A and B. Right? That's the open circuit load points A and B. Right? So that remains the same. Okay. So with respect to A and B, the network to the left side has been converted into a single voltage source VTH in series with a Thevenin resistance RTH or ZTH. Okay. Am I clear? Let's try one more example. Obtain the Thevenin equivalent for the network given below. Obtain the Thevenin equivalent for the network given below, right? So these are the load points A and B, right? 3 ohm minus J4 ohms. This is a voltage source 20 angle 0. This is 10 ohm impedance. This is plus minus 10 angle 45 volts. And here we have a 5 ohm resistance. Okay. So what does Thevenin theorem states? This network with respect to points A and B, this network to the left side can be converted into an equivalent voltage source VTH in series with an impedance ZTH. Okay. So first step is to find the Thevenin voltage, right? So what is the open circuit voltage measured from A and B? That means you move from B to A. Okay. So here you can move in two ways. What is the first way? From B through 10 ohm, through 20 angle 0, through 10 angle 45 and through 5 ohm. Or through B, through minus J4, through 3 ohms and through 10 angle 45 minus 5. Okay. From B to A there are two paths. So we will take this path 10 ohm, 20 angle 0. Okay. What's the voltage across 5 ohm? Voltage across this 5 ohm resistance is 0. Why? Because no current is flowing. Why no current is flowing through 5 ohm? Because A and B is opened. Okay. Current can flow only in a closed path. Okay. Since A and B is opened, no current can flow through 5 ohm. Does it mean that there is no voltage across A and B? No, there can be voltage. Okay. Because here directly there's a 10 angle 45 voltage source. Here also there's a 20 angle 0. Now we have to see whether a potential exists across 10 ohm, right? So algebraic sum of all these things will be the voltage seen by the terminals A and B. Okay. Now, will there be a potential across 10 ohm? For potential to appear across 10 ohm, a current should flow through 10 ohm. Can there be a current through 10 ohm? I repeat, my question is, can there be a current in 10 ohms? This 10 ohm impedance. There will be. Why? Because this 10 ohm is in a closed path in which there is a voltage source 20 angle 0. So there can be a current flowing through all these impedances. Okay. So if there's a current flowing through this loop, there will be a potential across 10 ohm. Okay. So now we have to find what is the current. So it's a simple loop, right? I am assuming a clockwise direction. So what will be my current I here? For this assumed current direction, plus 2 minus potential drop. So minus of 20 angle 0 divided by what? Sum of impedances 3 plus 10, 30 minus J4. This will be the current flowing in this loop. Okay, that is 1.4704 angle minus 162.894. Right? So for this assumed current direction, what happens? It is entering the 10 ohm impedance at this point, plus and leaving at this point. So this is the negative point. Okay. So now what next? That is what is shown here. Right? Now we have to find VTH. So keep in mind, when you say VAB, it means that B is at a lower potential than A. Okay. V12 means the terminal 2 is at lower potential than terminal 1, or 1 is at a higher potential than point 2. Okay, so VTH means with respect to points A and B. So I can write this as VAB, right? So VAB, right? So VAB means for point A is at a higher potential than point B. Okay, so we have to move from point B to point A. Now, as I move from point B to point A, you can see, okay, I am following this path. Okay, as I move from point B to point A, minus to plus potential rise. So plus 10 into current through that. That means 1.4704 angle minus 162.89. Okay, so plus 10 into this thing. Then what next? Again, as I keep on moving, minus to plus potential rise. So plus 20 angle 0. Then as I move again, plus 2 minus potential drop. So minus of 10 angle 45. That will give you your total open circuit voltage with respect to points A and B. Understood? We are moving from lower potential to higher potential. Okay. So minus to plus potential rise. So that means plus 10 into current through that. Current through that is 1.4704 angle blah blah blah. We are already found that, right? Then again minus to plus potential rise. So plus 20 angle 0 plus 2 minus potential drop. So minus of 10 angle 45. Okay. So that means when you solve this, you will get 11.4524 angle minus 95.63 volts. That will be the Thevenin voltage. That will be the open circuit voltage seen from the load points A and B. Okay. Now what next? We have to find what is ZTH, Thevenin impedance. How to find ZTH? We have to replace all the sources by the respective internal impedances. Here there are 2 voltage sources. They must be short circuited. So when you short circuit these things, you will get a network of this kind. Now how will you find the effective impedance? Assume a current is ending at point A. What happens? It will flow through 5 ohm. After reaching this point, it splits into 2. One will flow through 10 ohm, another one will flow through 3 minus J4 ohm. Right? Means what? 3 minus J4 is in series. That branch and 10 ohm, they are in parallel. That combination and this 5 ohm, they are in series. Okay? So you can find your ZTH like this. 10 into 3 minus J4 divided by 30 minus J4 plus 5, and you will get 7.9729 minus J 2.1621 ohms. That will be your Thevenin impedance. Fine. So what next? We can draw a Thevenin equivalent, right? Thevenin equivalent consists of Thevenin voltage VTH in series with a Thevenin impedance ZTH. Okay. So this network has been converted into a practical voltage source, wherein we have a voltage source VTH in series with an impedance ZTH. This is how we can convert a network into a practical voltage source using Thevenin's theorem. Okay. One more example. Next question. Using Thevenin's theorem, find V2 such that current through 2 plus J3 ohm is 0. Right. So this is 2 plus J3 ohm. Right. So we have to use Thevenin's theorem to find so that current through 2 plus J3 ohm is 0. So this voltage source value is 30 angle 0. This is V2, this is unknown. So we have to find V2 so that current through this 2 plus J3 ohm is 0 using Thevenin's theorem. So here, which is the load point? Which is the load point? AB. Which is the load point AB? It should be this. Okay. So first we have to remove this 2 plus J3 ohm. Okay, and open circuit the terminal. Right? That is what you are seeing here. So this 2 plus J3 ohm has to be removed. Right? Now you have to convert, find the Thevenin equivalent with respect to points A and B. Right? So keep in mind, Thevenin equivalent comprises a Thevenin voltage VTH in series with a Thevenin impedance ZTH. Okay. So we have to find now what is VTH. So how to find VTH? Okay. So you see, we have to find VTH across points A and B. VTH means the open circuit voltage. Okay. So there are two impedances, two loops here, or two meshes, right? So there will be current flowing through these two loops. Okay. So let this be I1, this be I2, right? So what will be the voltage seen by points A and B? You have to move from B to A. If you move from B to A, from B 6 ohm, this thing and J5. Okay, so you have to find what is the potential across 6 ohm and potential across J5 ohm. Will there be a potential across 6 ohm and J5 ohm? There will be. Why? Because this is a part of this loop to which a voltage source is connected. Here, J5 ohm is part of a loop to which 30 angle 0 volt is connected. So there will be a current flowing through this thing and hence there will be a potential. So we have to first find what is the current. Okay, so we can assume two loop currents, I1 and I2. So what will be I1? If you follow this direction, your I1 will be what? Minus 2 plus potential rise 30 angle 0 divided by what? Sum of impedances 5 plus J5. And what will be I2? I2 will be plus 2 minus potential drop. So minus of V2 divided by 10. Okay, this is I1 and this is I2. Right? Now what next? We have to find the impedance. So you see, this I1 is entering J5 like this. So this is plus and this is minus. Similarly, for this assumed current direction I2, this is plus and this is minus. Right? Now you move from B to A. As I move from B, minus the plus potential rise. So plus 6 into, what's the current through 6? I2. So plus 6 into I2. Then as I move along this path, minus the plus potential rise. So that means plus J5 into I1. Okay, so I1 value is known and I2 is unknown in terms of V2. So this will be your VTH. Okay, are you following me? Now what next? We have to find the Thevenin impedance. ZTH. How to find that? You replace all sources by their internal impedances. So this must be shorted, this must be shorted, right? So you will get like this. So what will be the effective impedance seen between points A and B? Assume a current is entering through B. What happens? These two will be in in parallel, right? These two will be in parallel. So 4 plus J10, 4 and 6 are in parallel, 5 and J5 are in parallel. That means this will be your effective impedance, 4.9 plus J 2.5. Okay. Now what next? This is the Thevenin equivalent. What is the question? Question was to find currents, find V2 so that current through 2 plus J3 ohm is 0. Now we had found the Thevenin equivalent circuit. Now what next? You put the 2 plus J3 ohm in series. Okay. Now, when can current, so now this is a closed loop, okay, to which a voltage source VTH is connected. When can current through 2 plus J3 ohm be 0? Since this is a closed path, a current starts flowing. So our aim is to find V2 so that current through 2 plus J3 ohm is 0. When can the current through 2 plus J3 ohm be 0? Only if the voltage source is 0. That means minus 0.6 V2 plus 21.213 angle 45 is equal to 0. Okay, this is the condition from which you get your V2 as 35.355 angle 45 volts. Okay, 35.355 angle 45 volts. This is how to apply Thevenin's theorem, right? One more example. Determine the current I0 using Thevenin's theorem. Determine the current I0 using Thevenin's theorem. Where is I0? I0 is here, right? So that means current through 4 ohm. So what's the first step? You remove 4 ohm, okay, and mark the points A and B like this, right? Now what next? We have to find what is the Thevenin voltage, VTH. How to find Thevenin voltage? Thevenin voltage is the open circuit voltage measured across the load points B to A. So you move from B to A to find what is VAB, okay, or VTH. Keep in mind, our convention is that moving from lower potential to higher potential is positive, potential rise. So naturally, the other way around movement is negative, okay. So for VAB means B is at a lower potential and A is at a higher potential. So you have to move from B to A. Okay, that's a convention. So as we move from B to A, plus 2 minus potential drop. Now we have to find whether there's a drop potential across minus J2 ohm and whether there's a potential across minus J2 ohm. Okay, how can you find that? Mesh method, right? So take this as I1 and this as I2. So it is evident this current source is common to this loop only. So straight away we can write I1 as 5 angle 0. Okay, so since current is entering at this point, this will be plus here and this will be minus here, right? Now this loop current I2 is assumed to flow like this. So this enters this minus J2 at here and leaves at here. Okay, so you can apply the mesh method and find what is the current. Okay, so for this loop current, if you write the KVL, you will get like this. Okay, so this is 8 minus J2 plus J10. So it will be 8 plus J8 into I2 must be equal to what? J10 into 5 angle 0, I1, right? So J10 means 10 angle 90, right? So from here you can calculate what's your I2, right? So you can find the drop across minus J2 ohm. How? Minus J2 into I2. Okay, so what will be your VTH? As you move from here, plus 2 minus potential drop. So minus of 20 angle 90, right? Minus of 20 angle 90. Then as you move from here, minus to plus potential rise. So plus minus J2 into I2. This is 4 point, not 4 comma 4 point. So plus minus J2 into I2. Then again as you move, minus to plus potential rise. So plus J2, oh sorry, minus J2 into I1. I1 is 5 angle 0 and other values we know. So your VTH will be 36.7848 angle minus 80.21 volts. Okay, so this way you can find what is your Thevenin voltage, right? What next? Thevenin impedance is a TH. Okay, so what's the procedure of Thevenin impedance? You have to replace all the sources by their respective internal impedances. That means if you have any voltage source, they must be shorted. If you have any current source, they must be opened. Okay, so this is shorted. This voltage source 20 angle 90 must be shorted. When you open circuit this thing, this branch does not exist. So you have minus J2, minus J10, 8 ohm and minus J2 like this. Okay. Now what next? You have to find what is the impedance seen from points A and B. What will you do? Assume a current is entering through point A. What happens? Current when after reaching at this point, it will split into two. One will flow through 8 plus J10 and the other branch will flow through minus J2. Means what? 8 plus J10 and minus J2. They are in parallel. That combination is in series with minus J2. Okay, from which you can find what's the Thevenin impedance. Okay, the Thevenin impedance will be 4.2573 angle minus 86.63 ohms. Okay, are you following me? Okay, so now you see this is our Thevenin impedance, right? This is VTH which we found 36.7848 angle minus 80.21 volts, and our impedance is a TH is nothing but 4.2573 angle minus 86.63 ohms, right? So what's the question? Question is to find the current I0. Okay, and keep in mind what was I0? I0 was the current through that the current through 4 ohm branch. Okay, so after obtaining the Thevenin impedance, Thevenin equivalent circuit, you connect the 4 ohm. Okay, now we have to find what's the current I0. So I0 will be nothing but what? I0 will be VTH divided by ZTH plus 4. Okay, which means that will be nothing but 6.1201 angle minus 35.21 amperes. Okay, agreed? So up to now we had discussed about the independent sources. Now we will take the case where we have a dependent source. Thevenin equivalent with a dependent source. Okay, what we have to do? First, we have to find the open circuit voltage at the load points using nodal method or mesh method or superposition theorem. Okay, then we have to find the short circuit current, and then you have to take the ratio. Okay, so this will give you the Thevenin impedance. Then suppose the network contains only dependent source. There are no independent sources also. in that case, you cannot find VTH. Okay. What is Thevenin's theorem? A linear bilateral active network containing independent sources. That's the meaning. Okay. Containing independent sources can be replaced by a single voltage source in series with a Thevenin impedance. When the original network does not contain any independent source, then there will be no VTH. VTH does not exist. Okay. So if a network contains only dependent sources and impedances, then the Thevenin equivalent circuit will comprise simply a Thevenin impedance. Okay. In that case, how to find the Thevenin impedance? Assume that a current source is applied to the output terminal so that current flows into the network at the first terminal. Carry out a nodal method or mesh analysis and find out the voltage VT appearing across this thing. Ratio of VT to IT gives RTH. You will take up 1 or 2 problems, then it will be clear. Obtain the Thevenin equivalent. Okay, there's a 5 volt independent voltage source. 3 volt is the dependent voltage source. Its voltage magnitude depends on V. What is V? V is the potential across 25 ohms. So this is a voltage dependent voltage source, and this is a current dependent current source whose value depends on current flowing through 2 kilo. Okay, so what's the first step? We have to find VOC, open circuit voltage, by nodal method or mesh method or superposition theorem. Okay, so how can we find this? What is VTH? VTH is this voltage. Okay, so this voltage means voltage across 25 ohm. VTH is nothing but same as V. Okay, but you see current is entering like this, so that means it is opposite to the convention. So your VTH will be what? VTH will be minus V. Okay, so how will you find current 20I is flowing to 25 ohm? So what will be your minus V? It will be minus 500I. Okay, VTH will be minus 500I. Understood? This current through 20I in the dependent source current is flowing in the opposite direction. So your VTH is negative of V. And what is V? Impedance into current. What's impedance? 25. What's the current? 20I. So a minus of 25 into 20. That means minus 500I. Right? Now what next? We have to find the current through this thing. So what will you get? You can apply a loop method. So what will you get? For this assumed current direction, minus plus potential rise 5 minus 3V divided by 2000 will be equal to what? I. Okay, 5 minus 3V will be equal to 2000I. Right? From this you will get I as what? 5 minus 3V by 2000. But what is V? V is nothing but minus 500I. Just substitute that here and solve for I. You will get your I as 0.01 ampere. Okay, so what will be your Thevenin voltage? It will be nothing but minus 5 volt. Okay, VTH is nothing but minus 5 volt. Now what next? We have to find the Thevenin impedance. How to find Thevenin impedance? Find the short circuit current by nodal method or mesh method or superposition theorem. So we have to short circuit the load points. Okay, when you short circuit these load points, what happens? The entire current. What's the current to 25 ohm? It will be 0. Why? Because it is bypassed by the short circuit at the points A and B. So it is as good as if this 25 ohms was missing. You can remove that 25 ohm because no current will flow through 25 ohm. Okay, 0 current flows to 25 ohm. If 0 current flows through 25 ohms, what is the voltage across 25 ohm? It is 0. Okay, that means this network can be redrawn by replacing, by removing this impedance there. Since that is removed, since V is 0, what will be the potential across the dependent voltage source? That will also be 0. It means it can be short circuited like this. Okay, this has been short circuited. Now you can find what is ISC. What will be your ISC? ISC will be minus 20I. And what is I? I is nothing but 5 divided by 2000. Right? From which you will get 2.5 to 10 raised to minus 3. Just substitute that your ISC will be nothing but minus 15 to 10 raised to minus 3 ampere. So what will be your RTH? It's ratio of open circuit voltage to short circuit current. So if you take that, you will get your Thevenin resistance as 100 ohms. Understood? So what will be your Thevenin equivalent? It will be minus 5 volt plus minus, right? And series with 100 ohm. Or otherwise, what you can do, if you mark this as minus and this as plus, you can straight away put VTH as 5 volt. Okay, both are correct. Both are equivalent. Okay, so this will be your Thevenin equivalent. Okay, now let us consider a case where we do not have any independent voltage source, right? Obtain the Thevenin equivalent, right? So the Thevenin equivalent in this case will comprises only of a resistance. Okay, because there's no dependent voltage or independent voltage source or an independent current source. So your Thevenin equivalent comprises simply an impedance or a resistance, right? So how to find the Thevenin equivalent? Assume that a test current source of IT ampere is applied to the output terminals. Okay, then carry out nodal method and find out the voltage appearing in the test current source. Ratio of VT to IT is RTH. So we are connecting a current source of value IT, right? Now what next? We can apply mesh method or or loop or nodal method, right? So we apply KCL here, right? Nodal method will be easier here, right? So suppose VT is the potential across this current source. So this is parallel. All these are parallel elements, right? So it will be having same voltage. So if you apply KCL, what will you get? What's the current through 30 ohm? VT by 30, that is leaving. Then this is entering. So minus Vx by 6. Then what's the current through this thing? Plus Vt by 30 must be equal to what? It. Correct? When you apply KCL, right? Suppose this potential is Vt. Okay, because it's a parallel circuit, right? So what potential across all the elements should be the same, right? So if Vt is the voltage across It, that will be same as voltage across 30 ohm. That will be a voltage across this thing. That will be the voltage across this branch, right? And this is a current dependent, voltage dependent current source. Okay, Vx by 6 is the current magnitude, fine. So when you apply KCL, you will get Vt by 30 plus Vt by 30 minus Vx by 6 equal to It. Now what next? You can find the voltage across this thing. What will be the voltage across 10 ohm? Voltage division rule. Do you remember that? Suppose you have two resistors in series, RA, RB, right? This is the total voltage across this thing. How will you find VA? Where VA is the voltage across RA. How will you find that? VA will be main voltage into resistance RA divided by RA plus RB. Okay. Similarly, if you want to find Vx, what will be Vx? Vt into 10 divided by 30. Okay. That is what we are seeing here. Vt by 3. Okay. Now we know Vx is Vt by 3. You put here Vx equal to Vt by 3. Okay. You can substitute. Instead of Vx, you can substitute in terms of Vt by 3. So what will you get? You will get Vt by 30 plus Vt by 30 minus Vt by 18 equal to It, which means Vt by It equal to 90 ohm. So your Thevenin impedance simply comprises of a resistance RTH. So this will be your Thevenin equivalent in this case. RTH. RTH will be 90 ohms. Okay. I hope this is clear to you. Right? If you have any queries or any doubts, get back to me, please. Okay. So we'll stop here. Thank you.